What's up, everybody? Gizmo Dragon here, and Santiago TZ here, bring you the next rant. This is episode 4, and today we are going to cover various different abilities, and we're going to kind of cover Haybales a little bit, or, you know, whatever. We're just going to go over what we go through in this large list of shit we need to go through. We might not get all through the abilities because there are so many. It's just, there's a lot. There's a lot of abilities to go through. Yeah. And there's also a lot of perks that we'll eventually need to go through too. So we'll see how far we go, and then yeah, we might split them all up. So first off today, we're gonna talk about Haybales. Yes, Haybales. Everybody loves Haybales. Not really. No, everybody's hated Haybales. So I'm gonna describe the mechanics of Haybales first. Ever since in ACB, Haybales, you know, you could leap of faith in them if you jumped off of a rooftop. If you jumped off of a small object, you would just jump forward and eventually you just plop down into it. Or if you
wall ejected and in the direction of a Haybale.
Yeah, which is fucking stupid. Yeah. And then if you were to get into the Haybale and you kill anybody, you would be able to get a hidden bonus off of them, and you would bring them into the Haybale and pop out and you're done. Yep. And you, yeah, and if some, yeah, that's pretty much how Haybales worked, straight up. Haybales went through a lot of changes in AC3. Particularly one of the ones that frustrated a lot of people was, I know on Xbox there's a shit ton of auto ejecting. For some reason, when you got into the Haybale, it would just auto eject you and you had to jump back in. It's like there's no way you could get a hidden bonus because
Haybales
just kept throwing you out.
For some reason this game kicks you out of Haybales when you get in them.
It's like there's a patrol in there who lives in there. It's like, get out of my Haybale! I'm like, okay, Haybale troll, you bitch. And yeah, it was really frustrating for players. And I experienced it a lot more when I was on Xbox. And I'm not sure if it's because Xbox has this thing where you would turn the camera and your persona will face the camera as well, which is really odd because it does not do that on PlayStation. Your persona does not face your camera if you're standing still and you turn it. I'm not sure if that's what happens, but it kind of was fixed. It feels like it kind of was when they patched. I don't know. Everybody still avoids Haybales. They're really a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because they also break locks in this game. Like, changed it with the patch, but they're still sucky. Like, they break locks. And
yeah, I mean, before they did break locks. It's like if you were to jump into it while you're locked onto somebody who's stunned next to it, then your lock would break and you had to start up building all over again. It's really frustrating because it's like, the Haybale ruins everything. It's like if you're running away and you had a lock on somebody, well, one, you jump into the Haybale and you lose your lock and you're stuck in that fucking Haybale. And another thing that Haybales do to you is, like, let's say you're locked on to somebody who's in the Haybale, right? You lock onto that person who's in the Haybale. They get out of the Haybale. Well, for a couple of seconds, while they're doing the animation of getting out of the Haybale, your lock will stay on the Haybale. It will not be on the persona coming out.
It will not switch to the persona.
Yeah, and so that leads to issues where, you know, you try to,
you go to kill them and you punch the Haybale instead of the person coming out of it, and then they can stun you.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating because then you could also run into situations where, you know, you accidentally plop into a Haybale and you're like, oh shit, and the guy's on the other side, but you get out on the other side of the Haybale, so it's like you're on one side, he's on the other. But even though your persona was all the way out, technically the lock is still there on the Haybale, and he'll kill the Haybale and he'll end up killing you, force pulling you back in. And you're just gonna sit there like, the fuck, I wasn't even in the Haybale.
Yeah, I don't know. People avoid Haybale so much in AC3. I feel like in Brotherhood they were a part of the environment that a lot of people would use to their advantage, but here they're like, oh my god, a Haybale, stay away.
Yeah, and that goes into where they are fucking placed. It's like there's none of the Haybales that are in this game are placed anywhere in heavy traffic areas. They're really sporadic and random. They're normally near blend groups,
like in the corners of the map.
Yeah,
instead of like a good play, like in the, yeah, as you said, in the high traffic areas, as in the past 2 games.
Yeah, it makes no sense to have them like right next to. That's pretty much where they are. They're always right next to a blend group, and it's like, you know, if I'm going to be in a Haybale, I expect to get somebody who's passing me, not somebody who's just going to try to blend in the group next to me. It just makes bad placement. And
yeah, because like you could flank people from Haybales in the past games, but here Haybales are like in corners of the map, and nobody's going to go there.
Yeah. Haybales are just really ridiculous. I mean, also with the whole Oh, you get to you jump into Haybales when you eject. That is really when has anybody fucking forcefully ejected from a wall to jump into the Haybale? I know I haven't fucking ever done that. I've never wanted to eject into a Haybale.
Yeah, nope, never.
And it's really stupid, but
yeah, and I think another thing is that on AC3, I feel like the hidden bonus to get a hidden bonus from a Haybale takes too long. I don't necessarily. I'm not necessarily asking for the instant ACB hidden bonus, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's just forever. And if you go into a Haybale, you're just incredibly obvious. So,
yeah,
I guess if you're gonna have them as useless as that, then take them out of the game or something. Because right now they're just something that people avoid, and if you get into a Haybale, you're fucked because there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There barely even Haybales in a single player. I don't even remember doing Leap of Faith into Haybales. Maybe leaves and petals and shit. But that's besides the point. So we're gonna go. Okay, we're done with Haybales. We're gonna go into all the abilities that are within the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of abilities.
Let's start with everyone's favorite ability.
Smoke bomb. Smoke bomb.
Yay!
But yeah, smoke bomb, guys. So, of course, smoke bomb is pretty much the most opinionated ability out there. A lot of people think it's OP. A lot of people think it's overpowered. A lot of people it's really
OP and overpowered are the same thing.
Shut the fuck up! I meant to say underpowered, but you guys know what I mean. Smoke bomb is really, it's a really fragile issue, and
yeah.
But you guys know our opinions on smoke bomb. We think smoke bomb works pretty much the way it does. It works. It works how it should be. The lasting time for smoke bomb, the duration for it it's long enough to get a stun, but it might not be long enough for you to get 2 stuns, or if you're dodged to even get that initial stun. The duration is nice. It does combat offensive smoke bomb because now no one has a chance to even get a full focus. And even if they aren't gonna poison you, they're gonna try to kill you, and they'll just end up getting contested.
I feel like the duration is fine for the double stun, especially if you have like a team or something. But you can still get them by yourself. But the thing is that this game, the smoke bomb has this super weird dodge mechanics where you're stunning somebody, and then after that stun animation, you dodge somebody else, and like, why am I dodging? Like, I'm stunning somebody. Like in Brotherhood, for example, if somebody's gonna kill you but you drop a smoke bomb, you start a stun, and if the other teammate is there, you don't dodge anything. You just go and try to get that last stun. I mean, I feel like with the stun range and the shorter duration of a stun animation in this game, the smoke duration is fine, but there's way too much dodging that just doesn't make sense. You know, like the first one is fine, but like dodging after a stun, it's weird.
Yeah, it's super frustrating. If they were to get rid of the dodging itself, then yeah, this duration for smoke is fine. But you know, the way I see it is, if this dodging is going to be, you know, this consistent in this game, because I know almost everybody dodges all the time, then this duration needs to be boosted up a little bit, maybe 0.5 seconds, like 0.5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, because just having that, you know, having no chance to even do anything with the ability that's underpowered. That is underpowered, actually. And that's actually how you can view smoke bomb now. In some cases it is underpowered, but you can't, like we said, you can't get offensive smoke on anybody.
Yep. All right, and delay.
Yeah, the delay. There should be a delay in smoke bomb. In ACB, there's a slight delay before it hit the ground, because technically it went through the whole animation of your persona pulling it out and throwing it onto the ground. Yeah, and it took skill. It took skill to actually use that successfully. And you know, it is kind of unfair for smoke bomb to have this instantaneous drop, because it takes no skill. It's pretty much a press this button and it appears.
Yeah, it's pretty much a free stun or whatever. Like, just press the button and you're good.
Yeah. Like, unlike the other abilities, some abilities take skill to use. You have to aim. You have to do it at the right time. Smoke bomb, it's just insta.
Yeah. Like, I don't agree with the not delay thing, because you have people, like, that jump into you by mistake because they fucked up. But if they have a smoke, they can just press it and, like, dude, you fucked up. You jumped into me. You should die. Just like in the other, like, in ACB and ACR pre-patch. Like, if you jump into somebody, you cannot... You can drop a smoke bomb, but you're gonna get killed through it because it has a delay. But right now, it's just
insta.
I don't know.
It's very insta.
It's,
So I mean, we know why it pretty much does that instantaneous thing. It's to combat lag, and it's also to combat the whole force pulling thing that's in this game. So just think about it. If they did have the delay in AC3, but there's still this crazy ass force pull, how often would you die in your smoke? Much more
exactly.
often than you would now, and it would be utterly ridiculous. So the way it works
Yeah,
now,
because
it works.
yeah, because people complain a lot about a smoke being OP, but I don't know if people have noticed how easy it is to stay up on a smoke bomb in this game, and how easy you get killed through, like, from the outside of your smoke.
Yeah, because
It's like, especially with dodging, in something like Command Hunt. Like, people complain about a full team using defensive as smoke bomb,
see,
but it's like, with the whole dodging, if you're behind the other guy, if you're behind your teammate, if you stop for a second and don't run like a rabbit bitch and into their smoke bombs, the other guy's gonna dodge and you're gonna get the free kill. I mean, it's not OP. It should have a delay, but not in this game because of the whole lag issues that it has. Because, like, for this game, yeah, it's fine, but for future games, it would be nice to have a delay on it.
and no force
The
pull.
same cooldown that it has on AC3, but, you know, no first pulling, no time traveling shit, no dodging.
Yeah, because in ACB it worked for how it did for all those situations, but the only really frustrating thing was offensive smoke bomb, and people should have been deterred by increasing that cooldown and then also having a shorter duration. And it was pretty OP in OCB. It was I mean ACB OCB yeah, in ACB it was pretty it was kind of OP, and it would be equal now if it would have the same properties, the whole dodging, not dodging thing in ACB as it would now, and it wouldn't be OP. But that's whatever. Everybody knows how Smoke Bomb is. You guys can debate that forever how long you want to. We think Smoke Bomb isn't that big of a deal in this game. Like, the way it is now, if it stayed, everybody can deal. Everybody can handle it. There's far too many counters.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's more important abilities. Right.
So the next one.
So one of my personal favorite abilities that I don't use too often, but I really, really would like to, is Glimmer. Fucking Glimmer. You pop it on, you're kind of invisible, you're not really invisible, and the slower you are, the more still you are, the more invisible you become. And it does this for a couple of seconds. It's really useful because some people don't really look. They just, they see this little blur.
Yeah,
they don't really look for things.
They're just tunnel vision, and they don't check their environment. They just looking for a persona.
And a lock.
So it's like, I remember when Glimmer was announced, we were like, oh my god, offensive manhunt with disguise Glimmer knives. It's gonna be awesome. But I don't know. I feel Glimmer is really good, but I think they should change it a little bit so it can be more useful, because a lot of people don't use it. And I think it has a lot of potential to be seen on like good players using it.
Yeah, because it is a good ability for what it is. It's like, to be invisible, but to be kind of noticed is really good. It's like, it's not overpowered, but you have to have skill to point out that person, and you have to have skill to use it for one. You can't just go bursting in like you do. But the way it is right now, Glimmer is very limited. It has a pretty high cooldown. It's a pain in the ass. It's like,
it has a pretty high cooldown and a very short duration.
Yeah, you can barely hold it up, and for an ability to give you, the chance to be invisible, you need to be invisible for a little longer than a couple of seconds to actually go somewhere. Because if it does have that property where if you move, then you're more visible, that makes no sense. That means you have to go really, really slow, but it lasts like no time at all.
Exactly, and I mean, they shouldn't expect players to like Glimmer in front of their target, because Glimmer, the thing about Glimmer is that it can be used both defensively and offensively, but you should not expect people to just Glimmer in front of their targets. You're gonna go behind a wall, and then you're gonna walk to them while being invisible and build up that meter and blah 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 and get all the bonuses, but the duration is so short that you don't have any time to get the best out of it.
Yeah, it would be nice to see it with a longer duration, because it would be really nice, and then decrease that cooldown. And also, it's kind of really glowy. Like, maybe decrease that glow opacity a little bit, because when you are invisible, sometimes you are super noticeable. Depends on what backdrop you are on. Sometimes between bushes you can barely be seen, but in other areas, which is contrastic to it.
If you're next to a wall, you're pretty invisible. But like, if you're walking you're just a glowing thing. It's like you're
Yeah.
obvious, you know. So it's like
So to
okay,
see this
whatever.
in more competitive sets and such, I can see this ability being used so much more, and I hope it doesn't get cut from like AC4 for lack of use because they didn't really implement it the best way they could. Because I
Yeah,
love
because
that
it's a
ability.
really good ability.
So we just want to see different things from Glimmer because it has
Yeah,
possibilities.
I want to see it. I want to see it back.
So,
You know,
but next ability we have on this list is knives. So knives are kind of crazy. You all know what they're supposed to do. You have a running pursuer or target. They will slow them down. They will make them stand still once you lock onto them and press the button. If they are climbing, they should fall down. That is what knives are supposed to do. In AC3, they have a pretty short cooldown compared to the rest of the abilities. It's really, really,
they're
really
super effective.
it's super effective. Yeah, fucking.
They're super effective.
Knives are kind of OP in AC3. They have a short cooldown. Everybody uses them, and since
Everybody has them.
yeah, it's retarded. Since you have a
And
required ranged ability set, like you have a slot for ranged abilities, it's required because it's just if you don't have a ranged ability, then you're sitting there with an empty slot. So like, why the fuck don't you have knives? So
yeah,
everybody has either knives or gun, and of course, a lot of people use knives if they're not douchebags.
yep.
But the cooldown is so short. In Artifact Assault, you try to go for the artifact, you're gonna get knifed 3 times most likely. There's almost no way to get away.
Yeah,
in
and
this
you're
game
like, oh,
because-
they wasted all their knives, but that by the time you get back, they already have them again. So it's like that.
yeah, the cooldown is so short. It's like if there's 3 or 4 people in a lobby, one of them's gonna have knives no matter what, and it shouldn't be like that. There should be a gap in time, at least a couple of seconds maybe, that someone doesn't have
Yeah,
knives.
I mean, like I don't want the third ability slot to come back. Knives are gonna be bad because knives, they're a good ability and everything, but they are so OP. I feel like they should have a much longer cooldown, just like all the other abilities. And they should work like they did on ACB, that they would make you fall down. And I don't know, I liked it more because they basically didn't stop you from moving, they just slowed you down. But here, you cannot move, but that means that if you're climbing, what happens is that you keep going up, and then when you get to the top, you just stumble, and you just boop, okay. But it's like, because of that, like, it makes it hard to get to the target that you just knifed, and it doesn't make sense. Like, bitch, I knifed you, fall down.
Yeah, fucking in ACB when you were climbing up a wall, I feel like if you weren't anywhere other than on the rooftop, like you've actually
Yeah.
stepped like twice away from the edge of the rooftop, if you were knifed within that time period, you would fall. You would perform that animation going, "Whoa!" Like when
Yeah.
you reach the edge of something
Like
on
Rayman.
Sonic. Yeah, it's like whoa,
Whoa!
and you would fall no matter what. And on acrobatic positions, you would fall instantaneously. There was no little bitty tripping. See, there's a couple of acrobatic positions that were put in on AC3 in the maps, like those little I guess what are they? They're like the things you set flower pots on or whatever. Not the actual flower pot. The one it just sticks
the
out the
corner
side of it.
helpers.
Yeah, those things that are in the single player. Yeah. It's fucking stupid because if I'm knifed on that, I know I can stumble up there for a very long time, probably until the cooldown. I mean, until the
effect
duration
is
of knives is
gone.
gone. Yeah, and that's what I do a lot of the times. And people, that's really stupid. Knives should knock you down off of all acrobatic positions, no matter what,
Yep.
and it should do it without stumbling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
knives.
just
If you're on a little pole or whatever, they don't make you fall. You just stumble up there, and by the time that you go up to kill them, the effect of the knives are gone, and they're just gonna jump off. So it's like there's no point because knives in Brotherhood, they're like knives are meant to be a counter for roofing and running, but here they're not. They're just something that people use for everything.
Pretty much everything. It's like knives are the new offensive smoke bomb, pretty much.
Yeah, they're more annoying than
But-
that.
And another thing about knives, the notification. This also happens with gun. When you aren't, if you're facing knives, it will not. Like if your camera is facing the target or pursuer who is knifing you or pointing the range ability at you,
Yep.
no matter what distance it is, if your camera is facing them, it will not give you the notification. But if you're not facing, like if you aren't facing them, it'll give you the notification. It's supposed to, but there's a lot of times where it just doesn't give you a notification at all. There shouldn't be a difference between notifications. Even if this person's like dead straight in front of me trying to shoot or knife me, I should hear the notification. I don't care.
Yeah, even if knives get to you like right away, like, you know, like if you wanna, wow, my God, phone, hello.
It's me.
If you want
worse.
to like counter a knife with like shield, you have to predict when they're gonna knife you. But I don't know, I feel like the notification should still be there, because right now it's there, but only in a specific cases. It should be there every
all the time. Yeah. You shouldn't, like, it is a ranged ability, so you need to know when to counter it. You can't just, you know, oh, even though this guy's across the map and he is knifing me, I can't see that animation, even if my camera is facing that area. I need to know this notification. And it needs to be a guaranteed notification. You can't just assume a person would, you know, be able to combat. You can't combat range abilities without notifications. It makes no sense. It's really hard. I mean, some people can, because you can, you know, if you go into an empty area and you know that you're within visible sight of somebody, and, you know, a knife can go past all the objects and hit you, then yeah, you'll shield and you'll be able to predict it. But in other cases, you have
yeah,
no
but there are a lot
idea.
of cases where you just whoop, knife and you didn't even know and you didn't see anything.
And you will never know. Yeah, it's fucking retarded. So that's a lot of stuff that knives need to be changed about. They are just all kinds of kind of OP here.
Yeah, but especially the cooldown and the, if I knife you you're in an acrobatic position or climbing up, you need to fall down. Don't just stumble like a dumb idiot. No.
Yeah.
Bitch, get on the ground and
If
die.
anything's a must for knives, it's increase that goddamn cooldown. That motherfucker should fall to the ground
and no third ability slot.
Yeah, no third ability slot in the first place. I mean, I'm okay if it actually stays.
No, I'm not okay. No, I mean, it would be nice if they introduced more abilities to it, but right now everybody uses knives.
Yeah, it's retarded, and they need to actually make abilities that work before they give a required slot for them. But that's whatever. Next ability we have,
dart.
Disruption Dart. Disruption Dart's, it's interesting, it's fun to use, but it's very underpowered. Yeah, it's lame. Lame.
I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It's okay. I don't care. Do people even use it? I know people use it to troll, and they just craft it long lasting to annoy the living crap out of everybody.
Yeah, it's so fucking.
So I guess for the sake of the trolls, make disruption a 5-second cooldown, I guess.
Yeah, make it, like, the cooldown is very long for such an underpowered ability.
Yeah, it was such a lame ability. I mean, I guess, I don't know, 30 seconds or something?
Yeah, and the focus time is also pretty long. Like, gun is instantaneous, and that's overpowered, but we give Disruption Dart the longest fucking focus in the game next to Poison Dart.
And it's so useless. It's like, come on.
Yeah, so the way I really do want to see it buffed, though, is I want to see it have the same effect that Firecrackers gives it. You know, Firecrackers, you know, allows you not to interact with prompts to the left, right, and behind you, only directly in front of you with your camera facing in front of you. And that would be nice for Disruption Dart to have, too. You know, not only knock you down to discreet, but, you know, giving you that whole Firecracker feel. And that would actually buff Disruption Dart to a user.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember when Disruption was announced, we were like, this is interesting. We could use it in something like Defensive Manhunt. But we were expecting the effect to actually work. It's like you can still see everything, because basically what it is, it's a black and white screen, and then to the side there is this frame that is like going crazy, but you can still see the middle of your screen, which is where the pursuer is. Like, I don't know, I was expecting something like freaking a Slenderman type of a static when it was disrupted, but it's nothing. Like, you can still see everything, so I guess buff it a little bit so we can see it being used, because that's the point of an ability.
Yeah, because as it is right now, all it does is drop your meter and make you not really blind, but have shit in your face. That's, yeah.
That's
all we have for Disruption. But the next dart we're going to talk about is Poison Dart. Get it the fuck out!
Fuck it!
No, no, fucking Poison Dart. Please. I sit here and I could not plan anything to actually fix Poison Dart. I don't like it. Nobody likes it, and it's so fucking stupid.
It doesn't give you any points at all. Like, the points it gives is just lame. The focus time is so long that you just get stunned while you're aiming it. and the range is so short. So it's like it's the lamest ability you could possibly use.
Yeah, it's
But what
like it's
I
so
don't the
super
point.
long focus time, no
It's
range.
not offense. It's not good for offense. I don't just switch it for something else that is actually useful because this is lame. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
mean,
fucking
we know everybody's been fucking begging, like, give me poison dart in a multiplayer. No, this is one of those ideas where you shouldn't listen to people and listen to them ask for poison dart. No, please leave me
yeah,
alone.
like yeah, please.
Okay. So that is
All
really
right,
all we have for poison dart. Next one is, oh my
gun,
god, gun.
gun, 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 gun,
Yeah, the
gun.
pistol ability. So
Yeah.
yeah, Zont, explain to what it's really supposed to be used for, like
Yeah, I
specifying
mean,
ACV.
people want to see Gun out of the game. Gun is not gonna be out of the game. Gun is here to stay, and it would always be a part of the multiplayer. I don't hate Gun. But this is the stupid thing. Gun is meant to be a last resort. Like, gun is meant to be a last resort for players. Like, you would see a lot of people in, for example, competitive manhunt. A lot of people use gun just to get rid out of that player. So it would be easier for the rest of the team to take out everyone and, like, get through that wall, that whole offensive smoke, mute, astonish, awesomeness, and just get out of that. It's not supposed to give you points. Like the same was in ACR. Yeah, in ACR it was kind of like AC3, but it was still kind of whatever. It wasn't as bad. But for example, in Artifact Assault, if somebody uses gun, it's to okay, I didn't kill this guy. He's about to score. The last resort that I have is use my gun. That's it. Gun is not meant to be a resort for points. You shouldn't be. Oh my god, I want a 20k. I need gun to get a 20k. No. Gun is just meant to be, okay, I need this quick kill and I need to get it now. And, in Brotherhood, 100 points, 100 points. The maximum that you would get shot is 200 points for, I don't know, mid-air or maybe a savior or poacher or whatever. But in this game, it's ridiculous as far as points go because you can get a streaks and you can get execution and mid-air and savior and varieties and blah, 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 and it's dumb.
Yeah, so fucking gun is so overpowered now. It's like we want to see a lot of fucking fixes for it. One of the main ones is like increase the fucking focus time. At least make it so it doesn't fucking quick scope. I mean, the focus time is okay, but if they're forced to be in that focus time, then that's okay. And if it can be scoped in within the time it's being focused, you could cut it off like in the middle. That's okay. But having it on immediate press, that's super duper fast quick
Yeah.
scoping. No, that is
I feel
called
like
an insta-kill.
I feel like the focus time in this game works like a lag fix because you don't play Playground or Wolfpack. But if you use gun on play or training session or Wolfpack, you cannot quick scope. You have to aim it all the way down, or you will miss your shot. But in an actual match, you just bump your ability button. You just bump triangle like bam and bam, free kill for you. Fucking 2,000 points for that. It's so, I don't know why, but the focus time is so short. You need to, I don't know, I mean, just like in Brotherhood, you would need to at least focus it a little bit. Like,
Well, you could actually focus it
you
like
could,
point blank
you could
on
get a quick scope kill, but it wasn't every single time.
Yeah.
Like, you could get lucky with it, but no, like here it's like a granted kill.
Yeah, if it continues to keep the bonuses and all this junk when it's not just 100 points, then yeah, the focus time needs to be increased. But if it was always that 100 points, the quick scope was cool because it was just for getting rid of a player. So quick scoping was useful. Now quick scoping is just overpowered because people are actually getting like 800 points for it. That is so
People are doing
stupid.
it for the points.
It's the same thing with knives too. It has that notification issue, and it's super bad with gun. It's like you can't even hear the gun anymore. It's a quiet gun, and all of a sudden you flop dead. You're fucking jelly on the fucking top. It's just insta kill, jelly, no notification, just fuck it. No, you dead. And another thing that really bugs me about gun is the animation. And when you point to aim at somebody, you can actually cancel that aiming animation out and kill somebody or pop smoke or whatever, you should not be able to cancel right out of a pointing animation like that. It has to go through the whole going back and putting that gun back in your holster shit, because it's so fucking stupid. Gun is a kill, technically is a kill, so you should be going through a kill animation just like other kills, and then technically it's a chase kill, and chase kills have the longest kill duration. So It should be the same. You shouldn't be able to just cancel, because I can't cancel out of my... It's the same as me canceling out of a chase kill when someone's trying to fucking... when I'm trying to... Like, someone's trying to stun me, and I just cancel out of it and kill them. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid. And, like, something you see a lot is, like, you're in Manhunt, and this guy is aiming gun at your teammate. So you go and try to save him, but he shoots him. And then you're like, okay, he shot you, I'm gonna get the stun. But then he magically kills you too, because... he just shoots somebody and he can press a square and he's gonna get the kill. This is a kill. The gun stands for what's like the total opposite of the Assassin's Creed whole point of concept or whatever. So it's like it should be the most like you shouldn't have it so easy to get more kills with it. If you're using gun, it's like you're taking a risk, because one, you're giving up on points. You're using it because it's your last resort. And, but you shouldn't be able to get, like, a triple kill after shooting somebody. No. And you shouldn't get, like, 1,000 points from a gun kill. That's just stupid.
Yeah, it's like gun kill, 1,000 points, cut off your animation, kill somebody mid-gun kill, then pop smoke while you're killing that person, kill the next person who's coming after you. That's like...
Yep.
That's like
nope.
Overly stupid. Yep. There's a lot of changes that gun needs to go through to keep it in this game.
Yeah.
And it would definitely...
the notification is a big thing.
Yeah.
About gun.
It's the biggest.
And I mean, keep it at 100 points. Like, please keep it at 100 points. Yeah. And no streak, nothing. Don't get a streak from gun. And please, no.
Maybe gun wouldn't be so hated. Like, and yeah. here's one of the bad side effects from it. People actually like using gun now. Before, people would never really grab gun. Only like the biggest douches of douches in ACB.
Yeah, or like trolling or whatever. But people like, oh, let's use gun because it's so good. It's like, no, come on.
Yeah, we've never seen gun used this much in AC multiplayer at all. And
yeah, it's like, come on, look at the Elgato Manhunt tournament, whatever that was called on Xbox. Every single team was using gun and offense.
Yeah, but
I was so depressed when I saw that.
Yeah, it made it really tough to watch. Like before in Manhunt tournaments on ACB, in a competitive tournament, there was a person who would use gun, but it was only used to break up the groups. It wasn't used for actually getting points because, everybody in the Elgato tournament or whatever you just mentioned, in that tournament, I saw, people would just wait, and it's like, okay, I'm waiting for him to run or jump so I can get the extra points, and then you get, like, variety on top of that. And
they would get, like, a streak, assist, poacher, and some other bonuses that I don't even know what they mean.
Points and getting rid of somebody, but it should be really used just for getting rid of somebody. But gun needs to see a lot of